This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker. Let's roll.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Hi, Lieutenant. How are you doing? Aw, did you find your land nav point, Lieutenant? Good job, Lieutenant. You get a
Expert Action Badge.
Put on your uniform right.
Expert Action Badge.
Show up to work on time.
Expert Action Badge.
Qualify on your weapon.
Expert Action Badge. Badge of Action.
Find your guidon.
Expert Action Badge.
That's right. Just doing your normal warrior task and drills, you get a
Expert Action Badge.
Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Shit in a bag, Pogue. Badge of Action. The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio. Action Badge.
Good morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation.
Straight up gone. It went out. It was like Facebook Live said, see ya. For some of you might have experienced, probably wouldn't have any internet connection attached to your accounts there because we were running diagnostics and I was rocking and rolling. Everything was going good and no webs. No webs. So it was a Facebook anomaly. That was pretty crazy. But we were able to get the tech back up pretty quick, so I guess that's good. That was pretty freaking weird.
I was still like, I thought it was me.
Yeah,
right,
I was like,
no, say, fuck it, I quit tonight.
Yeah, just sitting there playing some shit and just getting around. Like, yeah, playing the videos and all that stuff, and all of a sudden, Facebook said, I feel like Han Solo in the Millennium Falcon. You know, it's not my fault. Oh man. At any rate, so welcome to this. This totally threw me off. I was like, I had energy ready to go on this one. I had.
Don't let it suck your energy.
Yeah. Knock it off with them.
Whatever those special words
waves.
are.
Yeah. Don't be knocking off those. Don't be giving those negative waves, man.
Only good vibes.
Yeah. Got to keep them vibes up. Holy shit. This is unreal, man. I just like no shit. We were really going over it, and Spanky was like, "My internet's dead. I can't get on Facebook." I'm like, "Wow." So, anyways, broadcasting live from the Fluxional Center of Excellence on the 7th of November, 2019, in the year of Ice and Spanky. We're here to behoove, caveat, and give you all piggybacking on what the commander said on Sergeant's Time. I just want to go ahead and just get you pissed off already. So, anyways. So let's just might as well just jump in because you normally have back and forth banter. Hey, how things been going and all that stuff. We're already 30 minutes late, so we might as well just go ahead and continue.
Right, week was good. Here we go.
Yeah, week was good. Let's do this. It's some behoovens and some whatever. No, actually, Cyber Command wasn't trying to shut us down, Eugene. They actually want us to join them and hang out. They've actually the Cyber Center of Excellence, CyberCo, has asked us to come out and shoot the shit along with IPS-A. So we're looking forward to that. That's awesome. We're looking totally forward to that. I think it's awesome. It'd be kind of cool to see that stuff. Actually, so they're trying to join us. They're trying to be part of Hydra. Not to say that we're part of Hydra, but you know what I mean? I'm just saying. But yeah, it was a jolt. Right. Yeah, it was a jolt across the country, man. That was crazy. What we will talk about is the 504th MI Brigade. The 504th MI Brigade is out of West Fort Hood. It is a brigade separate that provides intelligence to 3 Corps. Now, of course, everyone's going to flip out and say, oh, you took it off second. Yeah, whatever. You can just go online and go to 3 Corps, and you can see that they're established at West Fort Hood. I was assigned to the 504th MI Brigade way back in 1993.
Okay, Boomer.
I was about to say, no, you're going to fucking say that. Yeah, go ahead. So I was assigned to that unit. The unit has 3 battalions to it. It's got the 15th MI Battalion, the 303rd MI Battalion, and the 163rd MI Battalion. One of them is aerial exploitation. The other one is tactical intel, and the other one is SIGINTs and all the EWIs and all the electronic warfare stuff, what have you. Well, no big deal, right? It's a standalone freaking MI support, MI to a support to a brigade, a corps level. Surprise, provided to the fucking 3 Corps. They're the ones that run all the fucking MI shit over on 3 Corps on main post itself, and then of course they fly the little Raven birds. Meow meow. They fly the little planes and shit around, right? They want to be pilots. So let's break out. I was gonna break out some see, I had Jose music. I had stuff. Jose is back. What did you see that shit?
I saw that.
He was like he busted out some. He was like out of nowhere. He just like bam bam.
I mean, it's tamale season.
You know that's what it. You know that's what it is.
It's Texas. It's tamale season.
Yeah. He just like straight up. He was in a tirade. We're like, what the fuck? You ever see that meme of that panda that's destroying that freaking computer monitor with a keyboard and just smashed at the desk? That's what the main page ops was like. Well, what the hell's going on? Jose, what do we do? Whoa, what's going on? And I got offered to offer some of my own assistance to this incident that happened with the 504th MI Brigade and with an app that was used to get some information from troops. Right. So the command of the 504th MI Brigade decided to grab. To have developed this app. Now, this app is developed by Astraxis, who is also an app that is has a subsidiary of in India, which means China. It is owned by has other companies, out overseas, and foreigners and stuff like that. So yeah, think about this: you have a company that is working with a sergeant first class that's in the 504th MI Brigade to collect information, no shit information. Why is my feed fucking kicking up? See? Why are you trying to diss me, 504th MI? Trying to get me? Is that what you're trying to do? Ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna bring ass to justice. You nice try. You can treat you fool me once and you can fool me twice. Oh wow, you were TDY in the ETUT. Holy shit, dude. Oh man, the ETUT. I haven't heard that system in a long time.
I don't even know what that means.
That's an MI thing. I was working.
Oh, I know what TDY means.
Yeah, I was working guardrail stuff. So if you guys know what the guardrail stuff are out there in the in that land, so everyone's like probably scouring the freaking nets right now. Where's this guy located? He was assigned to the unit back in 1993. Did we even have? There's no records back in the day because back in 1993 we didn't use computers. So, at any rate,
definitely didn't have apps.
Yeah, definitely that. So at any rate, there were some individuals that had, that was really all up on the appness. They love the apps, right? They're like, oh man, we got to get this app. Oh, it's so hot right now. Oh man, we gotta get with soldiers and get all their information. And yes, let's do this. No big deal. I mean, everyone was kind of saying, we started seeing some stuff. Well, first it was Jose that kind of popped it up on the net. They're doing the Mad Panda. And no shit, there was there was some message traffic saying that, hey, can leadership check my phone? We're like, whatever, man. We gotta check your phone. You gotta go see Jag, man. Put a password on your phone, WTF Nation, and then we'll be able to check your phone. I'll get a warrant. 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
Right.
You don't have to worry about that stuff, right? So, at any rate, they started putting this information out as a kind of like, hey, can we do that? And I don't know how Jose picked it up. I don't know at all. But the next thing you know, we started getting bombarded with questions and stuff about the specific app that is used by all the service academies, that is used by several universities. Well, for something and a practice like that, I really don't see an issue. However, when it comes to some of our service members and what type of data that's going to get involved, there was a very overzealous individual within that command that preached it out and said, yes, this is the great stuff. This is the greatest thing since Coca-Cola, since sliced bread, since the Chevy Corvette, since W. It was brief well. It briefed well. It was like really tracking your shit down. And you ain't lying, Josiah. They had an obsessive fetish with zaps. So they were asking, hey, am I susceptible to having my phone inspected? And we're like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Inspected for some shit. Yeah,
Nobody's checking my phone.
No, nobody's checking your phone. Why the hell would you want to talk about checking your phone? And it went across the nets as an inspectable item, almost like MedPros.
Or the 500 cards you have to carry. I need.
Yeah, so they
I took pictures of all those cards, put it on my phone, but hey.
Well, yeah, whatever. But my point being is that they were mandating this app use. They were mandating this download of this app. This app now, oh my God. Now look, what you do on your phone is your business. It's kind of like an extension of you, right? Kind of like for the freaking illegal search and seizures and shit. There's like some sort of amendment that says you can't do that stuff.
I don't know. I think it's the 1, 2, 3, 4th.
Yeah,
right?
4th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, right next to the 5th, so you don't have to. You can plead the 5th. So at any rate, so this unit, there was kind of like some rumor about that, no pun intended. About is this really fucking happening? Is there really an organization out there that is actually mandating soldiers to download an app and then it become an inspectable item? Which, to me, I think it's almost like a segue into them looking through your phone and shit. I mean, it's like they want to look through your shit. They want to look through your stuff. Well, OPSEC, myself, OPSEC Monkey, and myself did some work and decided to do some investigative work in this stuff and started researching some shit. OPSEC Monkey, of course, digged up more stuff because he's a little more power in the ways of the dark side of the force when it comes to that stuff.
Right.
He's the beast when it comes to that stuff. And I think Jose was doing some shit too. Anyways, this app was modifying calendar events and send email to guests without the owner's knowledge. So you download the shit and you do the stuff and you modify some stuff, and the owner's knowledge is just like, and I'm pretty sure the way the person that was overzealous about this stuff probably briefed it to the commander going, sir, it's unbelievable. You could do this and you don't have to worry about that, and people can just use it and it's going to be, I don't know why I'm imitating this guy like he's a nerd or something like that. Probably is. I don't know. Actually, he's the guy on the actually at, actually meme, that actually is that meme. So anyways, I don't want to bust in the guy or gal's balls, whoever the fuck it is. I'm just saying. They probably thought in its well intent it was good to go, right? Without realizing that, of course, you kind of have to go through JAG and all sorts of shit. So this app, upon research and upon investigative research and going through the tech aspect from OPSEC Monkey, discovered that it could read your contacts, find accounts on your device, modify your contacts on your device, and also uses access precise location, GPS, and network base, and assess approximate location of where you are at.
Yeah, no, you're not a dental motherfucker.
Oh no, it gets.
I see you're in the barracks.
It gets dental. Yeah, it gets more better. It also can authorize to modify and delete SD card contents, and then read the contents of your USB storage. It can have full network access, view network connections, prevent your phone from sleeping, receive data from the internet, and read Google service configuration, and then send sticky broadcasts. Dude! What?
Did the person that briefed this even look at the, all the permissions it's giving? Like, that's the one thing. I might not read a 5-page terms and conditions, but I'm at least reading that. Like, okay, what does this allow it to do?
Right. Now all of a sudden y'all talking shit about boomers and flip phones, huh? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Them shits now.
I'm not going to lie. I had 2 phones until I got out of activity. One was the one that I gave the number to, everybody I worked with, and one was my personal cell phone that I still have. I'm like, no, y'all didn't even get my real number. I don't trust people like that.
You ain't like Christopher. It's like this. Like they didn't add. You know what? I think it would have gotten away with it had it been for that meddling of excellence thing. If they had just tapped on there of excellence, it'd have been good to go. So now this has been a big deal, and at this point, Jose's fucking furious. He's all pissed off. He's like, I'm blasting this shit right now. And the next thing you know, bam, there's a fucking Jose call out. We're like, what the fuck is going on? Where the fuck you been first? He's on a fucking roll. There's another call out too for some GSAB shit, for some aviation crap. I'm like, what the so at any rate, upon finding out that there was that there was this app that was mandated, and everyone was saying, no, it's not rumor, it's rumor, this is not really happening, blah 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 blah. Well, Jose pulled out and discovered a fucking op order tasking somebody to be like a manager for this shit.
So not only did they say like it's mandatory, they put it in writing.
They put it in writing. They put it in wriing. Not only.
So this isn't just. This is the S3 even getting involved. Like, why didn't like somebody like doesn't? Never mind. I guess common sense is not prevalent anywhere anymore.
No, well, it even gets better because they assigned a specialist to do it, E4 and above, to be the admin sys for the organizations. Yeah.
So this system admin person that they're assigning, they're the ones that are going to get to see where you're at. Like,
Right.
You know.
Oh no!
Let's say I'm going over my boyfriend's house at lunch. Y'all don't even know that.
No.
Business like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Well, think about this.
Right.
You know, that's a very good question. I want to know, and I actually tweeted this out. I want to know what the freaking commanders, the admin panel looks like. You know, because the way it's reading, the way all that states specifically, is that means that they can find out where you're at, where you're going. You know what I mean? Like getting your business. Getting in your business.
Like deep into it.
Like straight up in it. I mean, to the point to where you think about it. It's they put a Frago out, and then no shit, the Frago was out tonight. And this is fucking not classified, so I don't care. Frago number 2 to 5/4 of my brigade to DTO 19-09-044. I got it. 504th my brigade at working group. Each attachment company will identify one rep administrative access to the brigade app for updates. Provide name to the battalion S3 no later than, well, they're a little late. It's 7 October. Must be specialist and above. Report to the brigade S3. Brigade PAO. Listen to this. The battalion S3 will report to the brigade PAO. So the brigade PAO is in cahoots. Could you imagine? Hey, Sergeant Spanky. Hey, I was on the app and I noticed you were at Sergeant so-and-so's house. What were you doing there? As a matter of fact, I didn't see you move for 24 hours. Then you went over to Sergeant First Class's so-and-so house. And here's the pics. And you've been sending information to WTF Moments? What are you doing, Sergeant Spanky? You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't slut shame me if I'm going to everybody's house. Gosh, story of my life. But no, seriously, like, and no, what? I think we were saying, or someone was saying, you could actually see the pics that's on your phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. There's a lot of things on there you probably don't want to see there, Sergeant Major, specialist, whoever it is that's going to be looking at this on the admin side.
No, but you know what I'm saying, though, is that if you think that this is like a freaking, I mean, think about this, okay? You can imagine, you're going to be able to, the system admin board on this thing, you'll be able to track all your troopers, all of them by fucking geotag. You'll be able to, you can lay them out on a, if you're smart and you know how to work this, you can lay this shit out on the map, see where people are hanging out, and you can find out where people are going, you can track them down. You know, like places of worship or fucking social places, gatherings and stuff like that. Or if all of a sudden you see some people hanging out and they're all like gathered together, and then right there, all it takes is that's how fucking rumors start. And I tell you what, that unit when I was there, woo, loaded. Rumor Central.
I mean, rumors get started off much less.
Yeah,
rumors. I can only imagine.
Yeah, could you imagine that somebody's like putting your shit up on fucking command and staff? Sergeant Spanky was hanging out at Sergeant First Class's so-and-so's house. She didn't leave that person's house for 24 fucking hours. And then her vehicle looked like it was accelerating 150 miles an hour down 35, going to fucking, what's going on here?
I think that they started out with like good intentions, but like I cannot believe that they didn't have, like, no one knew what all this app could do. Like, no one. It took Jose 5 minutes to figure it out. Like once he came out of hiding.
Well, I don't know. I bet you Jose almost got busted. That's what it was. Because he sent some shit out, and then just fucking like disappeared again. Like, hey, are you gonna come back? What's going on, bro? Don't fuck up. You know what I mean? Because I bet you he downloaded the app.
They know where he is.
I bet you that maybe that's it. Holy shit. That's it. It's a trap. That's how they got him. At any rate.
Oh,
so
Adam would like to know what app we're talking about. The
504
MI.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's been removed. It's been removed from the Google Play. It's been removed from the Google store. OPSEC Monkey, and some other some high-speed individuals were fast at work to identify this stuff. So, yeah. If you only knew the power. This station is now the most ultimate power of the universe. Actually, so right now, I'll be honest with you. Hey, look, it might have been a good intention thing to have. And dude, did you see Ips A fucking trolling them on freaking... Ips A was like freaking trolling them straight up. Ips A.
No, I missed that. I'm going to have to go check it out.
Yeah, they straight said. They even said, they're like, hey, we just tried to use this MI app, but I shut it down. Command message with Ips A Army. Your data remains secure here in the USA, which means they knew that it was a freaking foreign... Dude, out of India. Out of India. Could you imagine?
I think the part that's getting me the most is this is an MI unit. This isn't like just some...
Dude, I know.
I don't know, finance unit that's
even
has
worse.
Nobody that has anything to do with military intelligence.
Right.
Like, oh, let's do this app.
Could you
put out all
exactly.
this information all at once? Sounds great.
And they have access. Yeah, they have access to all your pictures and shit. Hey, baby, what are you doing today? You know what I mean? That fucking shit. Fuck that.
Mm-hmm. They got access to your social security card, birth certificate,
Yep.
last prostate exam, or whatever it is that y'all do.
Yeah.
I mean, like all of that. Like, think about how much personal information you probably have on your phone right now. Like, all of my banking information, everything's in there. Yeah, it's password protected and codes and this, that, or whatever. But I don't want like India in my phone. I'm sure like some of the games I play
I don't want India on my phone. Fuck you, Spanky. Why don't you want me in my phone? What do you want in a phone? Look at the pictures. I see the pictures.
I get enough messages from them already. Fuck. I watch like 700 people a day.
I know. I'm about to say I get enough freaking phone calls. Yeah, exactly. Intelligence oversight, Tim. That's right, man. Straight up, dude. That just blew me away. Everyone was just shocked. So, once it was discovered and Jose put the information out, immediately there was a formation that was put out. And the commander ordered that everybody not have their phones with them or shut their phones off when they were having this formation. The formation was put out. Well, the formation was happening, and it then became a volunteer type of thing. We try to get Jose, we try to get the judge on here, but they're all pissed off about some shit. I don't know. I try to get him on here to talk. But the judge was like, shit's down and all this stuff and whatever. It's done and over with. But just think about it right now. All those individuals that honestly think, like you said, you said, Spanky, it was a good idea to do, right? It was good. It might have had good intentions.
Right. Like I said, I would like to believe that. I would not like to think that they're doing it just to track their kids.
Right.
See if they're a dental or not.
Right. Well,
I would like to believe that.
No, yeah. But what makes me mad is that leaders, look, we just had a freaking AUSA panel. I might as well not have gone public. That was the reason why we went public. That was the reason why we had these generals and all these individuals, these media influencers are now talking about you leaders being trusted in social media. Now you're gonna go look at my friggin'. You're gonna look at the app and see, hey, look, fucking Sergeant Spanky, yeah, we're in a dental. How do you know? Because I tracked you in the app. Is that where we're going to now? You can track troops, Blue Force Tracker. I got it, all that in the battlefield. Got it, totally, whatever.
I mean, that's necessary at the time. It's not when I'm home. They'll be pretty bored if they track me. They'll see me on my couch, move to the kitchen, back to the couch.
Oh my God!
What is she watching on Netflix today?
Yeah, exactly. Fuck, I don't even want to fucking have anybody fucking looking over my shoulder when I'm fucking doing shit, man. Fucking message pops up and it's Jose, or message pops up it's OPSEC Monkey or whatever. You know what I mean? Blink, and the next thing you know, it's like, I'll be trying to explain myself out of fucking jail out of that one. I'll be like fucking Edgar on goddamn Men in Black. All right, so what did you have up on your screen? I had some pictures up. I was working with Jose. Yeah, right.
It's Pinterest. It's always Pinterest.
It's always Pinterest. That's right. That's a good idea. I'm gonna have a bunch of Pinterest fucking tabs up while this happens. In the event I get my fucking shit shadowed like that. Yeah, exactly that, Seth. It's a fucking E4 Mafia nightmare, man. Could you imagine that shit, though? Somebody's watching your shit like that, and the next thing you know, you're like, meh. Spanky, you said you were at dental? Well, no. Well, yeah, I was at dental. Well, then how come I saw your little geotag over in freaking Starbucks there for half an hour or whatever? You know what I mean?
Right. Well, there's got to be like some room for error.
Not with today's
on those
technology,
geotags.
man. No, those geotags are getting pretty freaking accurate now. There's literally almost no excuse for anybody to not fucking to get busted on that stuff. It's easy.
Because way back when I lived in the barracks, like the gym was right there. I was at the gym. Really, that's it.
Well, were you stationed at West Fort Hood too?
No, I wasn't on West Fort Hood.
Yeah,
I wasn't on West Fort Hood.
You ain't lying, no,
back when I lived in the barracks, I lived right across from Abrams Gym.
Okay, well,
way back when.
Yeah, West Fort Hood back in the day, and it's obviously probably built up now differently because obviously it's 2019 as opposed to 1993. It was just from the barracks. You just walked over to the you walk over to the little commissary, little shopette, the gym right there. It was all like walking distance. DFAC was within the building right there, so you can walk. You had 2 DFACs you can go to on post on that little installation. So it really was easy to walk around. So it's just a small post. You know what I mean? It's when someone says I'm the post commander and they're lieutenant colonel, and like whatever, dude, you're in charge of the fucking airfield. That's literally what it was back in the. Who's my commander? Colonel Richard Allenball was a brigade commander back in the day. Yep. Wow. And you really want to date me? Lieutenant Colonel Gaffney was my battalion commander. 15th MI. Yep.
Can't believe you remember all these.
Well, so they were pretty cool peeps. You usually remember you remember the good ones and the bad ones too.
You're right.
But yeah,
they stand out for one reason or the other.
No, Colonel Allenball was a brigade commander. Was a good dude and all that stuff. And Colonel Gaffney, good dude, stuff like that too. That's good to go. Everyone was like straight up. There was no issues with. It was a good unit back in the day. But like I said, you weren't talking about it being small. It was really small. It really was freaking small. It was one of those things to where you get a fucking. It's so small, like you were saying about the rumor mill, and it's even like they're MI people. They're all about the B's and C's, badge and credentials from the freaking counter intel people. They're all about keeping your clearance and all about this. Are you fucking for real? You're having a recipe for disaster for somebody fucking. You know what I mean? You have individuals there that will sit there and say that it's your clearance that's screwed over because they saw you with someone or saw you at somebody's house. Hell, what if you were at a fucking strip club? Can you imagine that thing following you to a freaking strip club? All right, here comes our
They're going to try to turn the camera on your phone then.
Yeah, exactly. All the fucking pictures going to be on there. No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with going. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, whatever. Do you when it comes to going to a strip club? But that's how intimate. I mean, that's how they just pop right up. It's like a fourth party act from India. These are nice pictures.
You get a little pop-up message comes up. Hey, can you please go back to where you were last night?
Yeah, really. All of a sudden you see, you're sitting there looking at your screen, and as you're looking at your screen, you see little hearts and fucking smiley faces floating up on your screen. You're like, what the fuck? Am I live? Like you see some shit in Bangladesh come the fuck up, or India, come whatever they're,
right.
You know what I mean? See they coming up. They start, yeah. That's how dangerous this shit is. So to have that's the biggest reason why these individuals have these top secret clearances. When you have a top secret clearance, obviously you have bad credit, you have some stuff going on. They want to see if there's anything that any foreign intelligence service can use to blackmail you into doing something to do whatever. You ain't gonna blackmail me. It's just like fucking. I'm about to say, I think Spanky, I think me and you got like the past the blackmail stuff. You know what I mean? Like, well,
right?
You don't do this. I'm gonna report this to your command. Ooh.
Here, like that was the one good thing about the Velcro, or I'm sorry, hook and pile fasteners. You can just take on like, here, make sure you spell my name right. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna keep reporting me.
Yeah, you're gonna keep reporting me. You're gonna sit and blackmail me. Oh, you're gonna blackmail me? Hang on, let me bring the book over here. I'll fucking read it to you. You don't have to worry about blackmailing me. I don't give a fuck. But in that community right there, and the way they are, and what information they have access to, I mean, and they're taking their phones inside. Think about this. What if they take their phones inside their areas where it's secured?
Because it happens, even if you're not supposed to have them in there.
Right.
It happens. It could be oversight or just fuck the rules today.
Right.
There are phones in there. Don't tell me there's not.
Right. Of course they're gonna have their phones in there, man. Come on, let's
right.
Let's not be.
Or else you're gonna Pinterest.
Right. Exactly. No, that's fucking hilarious. It is. It's funny as shit. I think it's funny because it's MI. Because the MI guys are really they're all about super And, they're the reason why we have to do this mandatory online training now. So you want to know about, what was that, Cyber Tina? What was that shit? What's Cyber?
Tina and Tom.
Tina and Tom and all those guys.
Trying to sell their mixtapes.
Yeah, trying to sell their mixtapes. Or, hey, would you like to put this disc in this computer that's completely unauthorized? Nah.
That one guy that steals your phone.
And walks
they're going to be tracking him now.
Yeah, exactly. So now you have Sergeant First Class or Master Sergeant actually, who was in charge of this freaking this app. No, I'm serious. That's what Jose's saying. Jose's saying the streets are saying that this one Sergeant First Class or this one Master Sergeant, there was an NCO in charge. I don't know, one or two NCOs that were in charge, and is extremely butthurt because this was like his. I don't know. I guess this was his SFAB or this was his ACFT or some shit. This
here's your expert app badge.
This is your expert action badge. This is the one thing that was going to set him over the top. I guess I don't know.
He's trying to probably someone that's close to retiring that was like trying to get their resume padded.
And
now it's like,
I'm fucked. Oh, you know what? That's a good point. Or try to get credit so that way they can go ahead and work for the company that does it.
Yes.
Based out of Tulsa, Oklahoma is where the U.S. version is. Straxis is the name of the company, and it also has a company out there in India. So totally. They're just, it's almost, you're saying, it's literally saying, hey, how come I have people from India calling me up from customer service when I'm talking to Microsoft? There you go. Like I said, if it was any other app, like if it was for school or something, I wouldn't give a fuck. You want to look at my term papers or some shit like that? Yeah, go ahead. You want to look at my theses? Look at my fucked up math or whatever? Go right ahead. You know what I mean? But when it comes to soldiers' personal information like that, and then also you're transferring data like that when it comes to putting out information, and of course you're having a specialist in charge of it, it's a recipe for disaster. I can't believe you do not want to do this app, Ice. I miss my neighbor. My neighbor moved away. I had an Indian neighbor down the street, and he moved away. That sucks. That really blows, man. He's a good dude. He's from India, so.
Well, Tor wants to know what you're doing at Paul from Nepal's house.
Oh, you know what? I haven't checked my email yet to see what's up with Paul from Nepal.
Truth of Army Recruiting. I always say Tor.
Yeah, Tor.
That's just way too long.
Yeah, Truth of Army Recruiting. So we just say Tor. So Tor, yeah, that's a good point. I haven't checked my email recently to see if what Paul from Nepal or the guy that throws some serious wingdings from Taipei and Hong Kong. We got another listener for Hong Kong too. So all the Hong Kong stuff that's going on, Hong Kong. So there you go. But yeah, it's freaking whatever. Anyways, we just roll right through. We're not gonna take a break at the top of the hour because we started late, so we're just gonna keep rapping. Okay. Is that okay? I mean,
I suppose, yes.
Yeah, I started late.
Yeah, I had plans. I was going out for tacos and all this.
You're gonna
I'm good.
Okay. All right, just want to double check. All right, so anyway, so that's a story and that's a follow up. And of course, there might be some more additional updates or something like that because that's the way Jose works and that's the way the main page follows up and closes out. But again, that was a story about the big app thing. Everyone was asking what was going on with 504th MI and why they did that. It's kind of funny because I was assigned to that unit a long time ago. That it's just like I can't wait for another unit that I used to be assigned to come up on the news. Like, I read that, dude. I was like, no. Here, Spanky, go ahead and get this app and down. Was that like freaking WhatsApp or Snapchat or something like that? You know what I mean? It's got 128-bit encryption. End to end, right? That's what supposedly it's supposed to have, but here, Spanky, download this app from India.
And that's mandatory, and I'm going to check your phone.
And I'm going to check your phone to see if you have it. And then the S3 is going to have a specialist and above assignment for it. And then what's going to happen then? Then we're going to freaking have, it's going to be on the slides for MedPros. So amongst the longest packet of leave forms that the Army, I'm telling you what, leaders, I'm telling you what. General Kurilla, the 82nd Airborne Division commander, I'm telling you what, he was the man when it came to this stuff. When he had to fill out some information, and all of a sudden he said, "Where's my leave format?" And it says it has been processed because you need to fill out a leave packet. And he mandated to the 82nd Airborne that there's only one form that you should be looking at, and that is the DA-31. And believe it or not, the new DA-31s have attachment levels, so you can. All you got to do is just send a DA-31. And you can attach documents to that DA-31 electronically, which is an LES. That's the only thing you should have to worry about.
And you don't even need that. You should be able to put your days on there. The commander has a UCFR Or is that it?
Yeah, UCFR. Yeah, exactly.
They got that.
Yeah,
like, they don't even need that.
Yeah, the commander.
They don't even need your
finance
LES.
report. Yeah, right. A good command team, a first sergeant and a commander would always be speaking like that, not knowing, of course, not knowing what your soldiers had for leave, then obviously. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, do you imagine that? That's the whole reason why we're trying to keep our soldiers away and up out of their freaking phones and get them trained. And then we have freaking, actually, it's better if we just use this app. Okay, on the next. Okay. This would just hit really just hit the desk right now. I got a message about this and just a question. And ICE, a CSM, as a reserve CSM, is holding pay for soldiers that did not complete tasks for SRP. The bigger issue is that there are several soldiers that did complete the task and have not received payment for the work they completed because someone didn't annotate on the spreadsheet correctly. This was 3 months ago and still no payment. This was a MUTA 4 and the CSM cut their checks to a MUTA 3. Wow. I'm going to tell you what right now. A sergeant major has zero to fucking do with your pay. It is the commander. If a CSM, I'm going to say this right now, a command sergeant major is involved with your pay, there's something wrong. It should be your commander that's involved with that stuff. That's a commander issue. Now, a sergeant major docking your pay because you're not doing SRP is even a bigger fuck up.
We'd all be broke.
Yeah, I was about to say,
if that was,
you can never get SRP done. SRP is never done because each organization says 6 months out. Another one says 90 days out. Another one says, depending on what command, a year out. You know what I mean? You're always going SRP. Yeah, that's fucked up. Go ahead and hit the inbox at U.S. Army WTF Moments about that one. That right there, that's some digging. I appreciate that message. Jesus. Oh, man, could you even imagine?
Oh. No, I couldn't, because you'd see me, like, dock my pay because I haven't finished SRP. Like, I'm going to jump on your desk. Like, that's one thing you don't mess with is soldiers' pay.
Right.
You just don't. Like, if they're fucking off and not doing what they're supposed to be doing, you still can't dock their pay. They're still on duty. The only way to dock your pay is an Article 15.
The only way they can dock your pay,
reducing in grade.
Right, but that has everything and anything to do with that's all commander business. The signatures of
exactly.
commander.
Sergeant major can't do shit.
A CSM,
sorry.
Yeah, a CSM. This is why sergeant majors don't like CSMs. This is why SGMs don't get along with CSMs. I mean,
those commanders say that's my battle buddy, and then they get it all to their head to think that they have some kind of authority.
Yes, they think that they don't. They don't exactly that. They think they have the same.
You enforce the commander's policies,
right? You were. Oh God, Spanky, you're acting like this is sergeant's time or something. What kind of NCO professional development are we having here? Jesus Christ. I would lose my shit if a CSM was fucking with my pay. I would lose. I would lead the pitchforks and torches and burn them and shit. You know what I mean? I'd be that individual. I'd be the ringleader of that shit.
Yep. Grab your broom, shenanigans.
Yeah, shenanigans. Robber. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That is freaking hit up the main page, please. Go to the inbox at U.S. Army WTF Moments, or hit contact at armywtfmoments.com. Contact. That'll get to the leadership there on that one. God dang, man, I would be. Ugh.
Like, way too many people are acting like they don't have like a JAG to go to, like to ask.
Way
like,
too many people. No, a lot of people are stepping out of their freaking lane. That's what it is. A lot of individuals are stepping out of their freaking lane. They're not staying within their fucking lane as what they're supposed to be doing as a senior enlisted advisor. That's it. That's what it lays down to it. Like you were saying about individuals who want to be, I just think it's freaking unreal, dude. Unreal. No, I'm just shocked. I can't believe this stuff, dude.
I can't believe I was a sergeant major either. Like,
right. Well, no,
I'm sorry, command sergeant major. Can't get y'all mixed up. Like, have you been in the Army more than 2 years?
Yeah.
They have that general military authority and all those things work. Have you been to a board? Like, I had to study all that shit. I was like a PFC. Go to this board. Learn what kind of authority you have. Absolutely not as a PFC.
Yeah, exactly. You have general military authority? Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
No way. Oh, man. Okay, I'm there, dude.
I'm going to start giving out Article 15s. Is that what that means?
Right.
Oh, PFC, Buckley, or, Spanky, whatever you want to call me today. Like, shit. That's just the part that gets me. It's like the Star Major thinks he can.
Right. Oh, that's another thing, too. I could do it. What you going to do about it?
And I'm assuming that, like, this is a reserve unit that had to, like, process their pay and that they were there. And Star Major probably has something to do with their pay not getting processed through S1s. And
that's a good point, too.
Like I said, I haven't been in the reserves. I don't know exactly how it works, but I'm pretty sure it's like they got to turn in things for, okay, everybody show up for drill.
Right.
Because, a lot of people don't show up for drill sometimes. So not everybody just gets paid just because it's your weekend that's activated or your weekend of the month. So I'm sure there's some kind of paperwork that goes in.
But it would be just there's like some sort of documents that they got to fill out. I mean, that's easy.
All right. So I'm sure that's how he, like, held their pay, was by not letting those process the ones that didn't get done with SRP. That's the only way it makes sense to me.
Yeah, that's messed up. Oh, my God.
I'm going to fight him.
Yeah, dude. Tell me your unit. Tell us your unit. Hit up the inbox, please, at usarmywtfmoments.com. Of course, it's all guaranteed confidentiality. You'll be able to have that information processed. I'm going to tell you what, if Jose freaking hears about this shit, don't be surprised if you see the tamale signal again.
Like I said, it is that season.
It is that season. Anyways. All right, what else is going on? Dude, that weird tech thing that happened with Facebook going down was really freaking weird, man. Really weird. Totally weird.
It's India.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe that's what it was. Okay, we're gonna get this guy. He's talking shit about the app.
Put all their business out there.
He's gonna. I want you to download it. He's not downloading the app. But he's not downloading the app. Shit would make him do something else to make it download the app. I'm gonna get complaints about this. Oh, it's fucked up. You guys are.
I don't know. I said I need more of the Indian guy. That's what I hear. I saw that in the mixer chat.
Everyone likes the Indian guy. It's just a joke, man. I don't want nobody to get butthurt and say, I'm talking about Indian guy. Next thing I'll be deemed as a racist or some shit like that because I was mimicking accents and stuff. I mean, it's not. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for complimenting my Indian guy.
You do impressions so well.
Oh, I just got to listen to people. Once I listen to people, then it kind of picks it up. Shut the fuck up and do this show. Okay, I said it. There you go. Yeah. Okay, so next story. Wow, we're just talking about this stuff. Illegally sold Chinese surveillance equipment was installed at military installations. If it doesn't get any better than this. New York. Yeah, this is in New York. A Long Island firm sold tens of millions of dollars. Now we're talking about Chinese, and I said Dara. Boy, this is
see
everything stated by WTF Nation Radio was purely hyperbole and just joking around. Get over it. The Chinese made surveillance and other sensitive security equipment to the customers, including U.S. military, to use on aircraft carriers by falsely claiming that the goods were manufactured in America. But a prosecutor said on Thursday that the fraud alleged by Aventura Technologies raised grave concern over cybersecurity, though there was no allegation of breaches involving the Chinese government, emails, or other evidence that from the investigation that would show that individuals in China were aware of what was going on. Of course, they're not going to admit that. The equipment made in China was sold by Aventura as purportedly U.S.-made and installed on dozens of Army installations and Air Force bases. Department of Energy facilities, and, of course, other places among, of course, a frickin' Navy aircraft carrier. Because, I can't wait for Top Gun to come out, man. I'm telling you. I don't give a fuck what the drama is about China. I can't wait to see that new Maverick. I can't wait to see the Top Gun movie. Can't wait to see that shit. Anyways. Of the $88 million that Aventura made since 2010, $20 million came from federal government contracts promising to provide only U.S.-made products. Give them the app. Prosecutors accused that the company of a cover involving systematic relabeling of its merchandise said it was made in the U.S. circulated a photo of Jack Cabasso showing the company's assembly lines. But it's actually an image of workers in Chinese facility. They were duped, mill-decked, psyoped. Last year emailed employee. Chinese manufacturer stresses the need to take steps to make sure its products couldn't be traced. He wrote that was the biggest problem, that the customer might notice the company's initials on circuit boards and asked to conceal them. What are you, fucking nuts, dude? The scheme began to unravel after the company sold 25 body cameras to the U.S. Air Force. Security analysts discovered downloaded images, including a logo of the Chinese Ministry of Public Information Security. Jesus Christ. Software analysis also indicated that the camera's manufacturers in China had been aware that the U.S. was intended the end user of the camera. Wow. The Indian guy's like, it wasn't me.
It was China this time.
It was China this time. Am I gonna get in trouble if I start imitating Chinese accent?
I told you I've been watching a lot of South Park, so probably not.
Yeah, I'm about to say. What makes me mad is that everyone gets, look, okay, let's be honest. Come on, we all make fun of different accents. Let's go on a little bit of stuff like here. Think about it. Some of the accents that we have, that we have accents from the South and all that stuff, and we have New York accents and stuff like that, and everyone makes fun of it, so no one gets the ass, right? I mean, nobody cares,
right?
So if you start, what was this guy's name? Mr. Luke Kim from South Park, the guy, welcome to Shitty Walk. You want to try some shitty chicken? You say, welcome to.
Why you open your shitty sushi place right next to my shitty walk? Exactly. I just saw that.
Oh, you did. Why you buy these circuit boards? Made in China. Dude, I just think it's funny.
I do too.
I think it's hilarious, but okay. Of course, it's just joking around. Selling South Park. You're getting asked about South Park. But no, I mean, isn't there like, dude, it's like the app thing again. Dude, is anybody not looking? I mean, obviously they went through security experts. Do they kind of like waited until after they bought this shit before they did it? I mean, isn't there some sort of vetting process or something like that, or where they would do that? I mean, you would think.
Like, I know, like contracting, like when you're buying stuff, it's like got to go through like millions of people. I say millions. Okay, well, a shit ton. There you go. But I mean, it's not like one guy gets to just go out and decide, okay, let me go buy all this.
Nah, Scott, we actually were making fun of China a long time ago, and that's how we picked up some China viewers. We picked up some China viewers because we were making fun of China. Next, ping, 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 ping. Oh wait, I can't say ping. A ping. I was talking about a ping the sound makes on the computer when it's registered. Ping, ping, ping. I'm not talking about ping, ping, ping. I don't want anybody to get mad. God damn, dude, you're racist. I'm not racist. I'm just telling you, just ping, ping. Oh man, no shit. There you go. So what else I'm saying. I really get again the whole drama with that. You know what? Yeah, just go back to the China. No, screw that, Scott. No, our listeners, and I'll find out after we do the show, and I'll find out the analytics and look through to make sure the guys they're still good to go. We probably got a couple more listeners too, but the way they listen to radios and stuff like that, they all kind of gather around and listen to internet radio or something like that, and they'll listen to it, they'll pipe it through. There was that one listener that called in from Thailand that one time. I can't remember, and he was like blasting. We were blasting through. I remember it was like Red Lake Show. So yeah, it could happen.
I guess what I didn't catch is like, where were these cameras supposed to go? Like, I mean, I don't have a reasonable expectation of privacy once I leave my house anymore at all. Everybody has Ring cameras, the doorbell ones, and like, I mean, I don't think there's anywhere I leave my house that I'm not on somebody's camera somewhere. But
yeah,
so where were these cameras supposed to go?
Yeah. Speaking of which, I just got a shout out from Red Lake. He just sent me a message telling everybody. He said hi. He's listening to the show right now, so you might see him in the chats. Lurking around. So he says he gives his regards. He's listening to us. He's laughing at me and you talking Spanky about. These cameras are supposed to go on body cameras for security forces and supposed to go on cameras inside of aircraft carrier. But you're right. You're not. There's no reason to there's no expectation of privacy anymore when you when you walk out. I mean, do you have any? I mean, I don't. I mean, I know for a fact that if I'm walking out and I'm picking my nose or scratching my butt to check my mail, then I'm getting watched.
Right? So that's going to wind up online sometime.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Did you know Ice back in 2019 was picking his nose? And he was saying ping and making fun of shitty
Goddamn
walls.
Mongolians.
Talking about Mongolians tearing down some shitty walls. Indian people are pissed off at him now.
Like, who's not?
No, yeah, really. Oh my God. No, my neighbor thought it was funny when I would imitate him. He thought it was hilarious. I wanted to do a skit with him, but like I said, he bailed. That was pretty quick. But yeah, dude, I'll be honest with you. Those, yeah, exactly. Facebook knows. Yeah, Facebook will know. Facebook knows when you're making. You know what? Actually, Facebook is getting kind of like some crazy drama going on right now. They're not going to be involved. Like, they don't care about political ads. I know this is Sergeant's Time. I know we're talking about some other shit. But there's I think Facebook is starting to get done with all the drama. Could you imagine when Facebook is done with Facebook, then you know something's up.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just think right now when Facebook says there's too much drama on Facebook, you all need to shut up, and that's what it. So what's going to be what's happening is that now here's the way I see it. This is smart by Facebook, and this is why I say this is because when you think how back in the day, well, shit, just right now when you're watching TV, I'm sitting there watching Bubble Guppies with my kids, and they're all watching Bubble Guppies, and we're all watching their TV show. And the next thing you know, you see this was back in the day when John McCain was running for office, and John McCain is this, and he hates veterans, and John McCain and John McCain vote for Barack Obama. You know what I mean? That's the way it was. That it was all accused. It was a bunch of accusatory commercials, right? Do we know if it was bullshit? Was it for real? Was it kind of like lying or something like that? Was that like the early incarnation of fake news?
I think it was just that based on a true story, you have one kernel of truth in there, and then
right, yeah. John
fictionalize the rest.
Yeah, and the reason why I say John McCain, I'm not fucking with him because he's dead or something like that, or I didn't disagree with the policies that he'd come up with. I'm just talking about when during that election. It was just you could not watch any commercial, and also on the opposite side, Barack Obama this, Barack Obama that, W this, W that, Trump this, Hillary that. Epstein didn't kill himself, with a baseball bat, that type of stuff, right? But y'all knew that was kind of like they're throwing jabs at each other and shit, and it was happening on TV. So I don't understand why Facebook was getting so much scrutiny because it didn't give a fuck what it's posting, and that's what I think is happening with Facebook.
Well, maybe because on TV, I don't know, like everybody gets like certain amount of airtime, isn't it? Something like don't they have some rules like that?
Well, it's paid.
But yeah, they have to pay for it. On Facebook, you can pay to like boost your posts or stuff like that, but they're still there. Like I guess to your followers or I don't know. Anything that's political on Facebook, I ignore it anyway because I'm one of those people that I can just scroll by and just pretend like it doesn't exist. I'm capable of that, but not a lot of people are. They just gotta type everything. Like I said, I ignored it when I was on TV, and because again, they're just very inflammatory and just I don't believe half the stuff that comes out of the opposing person that's running against you. Like I guess that's their job is to talk shit about you.
Right, so, that's what I'm saying.
I ignore it on TV. I ignore it on Facebook.
Yeah, they are talking shit about you. You know what I mean? But they're doing it on. But if they do it on TV, they're doing it. In other words, you shouldn't get butthurt if they're doing it on TV. Just like you should. Because that's what paid political ads are for, right? Well, Facebook is free. Facebook is free. So when it's what anybody can put it on there. I don't think you have to worry about having a paid ad. I don't give a fuck about political ads. Do you? Do you care about political ads?
No, I'm not going to open any of those videos or posts.
Yeah. It's one of those sponsored things. So if you're not gonna listen to or you're not gonna want to pay attention to that stuff, I don't know why we got on the subject, but god dang it, Spanky.
You did it. It's your fault.
No, it's because people get butthurt about this stuff. But Zuckerberg was saying that I'm not gonna go against it. I don't care. now everyone's pissed off at Zuckerberg because they don't want to do it. They don't want to pay. What it is that he's seeing what's happening. He's seeing that the politicians are now going to start paying him a lot and try to outpay him, outpay the other ones, and make sure that, because the way he worked the algorithms to now where he's able to pretty much, you can buy enough airtime or buy enough ad space, and you can just get freaking, you pretty much overtake somebody. You'll see a shit ton of Elizabeth Warren stuff on there, or Joe Biden stuff on there, or Trump stuff on there, and you hardly see anything about Vermin Supreme.
Right?
How come Vermin Supreme doesn't get the same amount? So that's why I think it's funny. So I don't think it matters. I think that he the way I see it, it is one of those things to where, yeah.
Or either that, or you could, yeah, exactly, just not let any of the people that are running for office do paid promotions, and just let them all, up to their followers, like, to, hey, vote for the same person I'm voting for. I'm still not going to listen to my friends either. I'm going to do what I want. But I don't know. Like I said, I think it's smart. Just, I just bow out of it. Or probably lives on a lot of money if he does. But again, I think he has enough of that. That's not a big deal. And that he was also accused of or Facebook was accused of they had all that data on everybody. Like for me, when I went and looked, it said I was considered mildly conservative, and some of my friends were considered very conservative. So they know. I can't remember when that came out. It's been about a year, or maybe even 2 years. Like in the last election, it's like you could look up and see all the data that Facebook thinks you are. Like it knew I was single. It knew I had friends that were, from not in this country. And it knew that I was mildly conservative, so I'm not crazy conservative, but mildly.
Yeah.
But it knew that. And
right.
I'm just it's odd. And it was spot on with everybody's too.
True. All right. So this is the next subject. I see you chomping at this, Spanky, because you're laughing at my ass of what I used to do. I totally see. I totally see what you just did there. I saw that. So I have a feeling. Okay. All right. Hang on. Let me do some work here. Because I'm notifying the individuals at hand here. There you go. Okay. So the next subject at hand we're going to be talking about is, all right. It's no secret now what I used to do in the Army. Okay. Everybody, what do you do? Whatever. So everyone, it's not a secret what I used to do in the Army. Well, in the infinite wisdom of the Army, there was a page that went out. There was a post that went out on 5th Battalion 1st Special Warfare Training Group out of SWIC, out of Fort Bragg, and somebody alluded to the fact that there was going to be a new type of headgear, a new emblazoned headgear, which has caused a lot of concern for the PSYOP regiment. Everybody knows in the Special Operations career field, there's only 3 Special Operations MOSs within the U.S. Army. And that is 37 PSYOP, 18 Series Special Forces, and then 38 Civil Affairs. All do whatever their respective career management fields do. Whatever SF does SF, CA does CA, and PSYOP does PSYOP. Now there's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of friction going on right now. Is that this gray beret that they're talking about doing? It's going to be a split between the reserve and the active duty community. Now, I'm a member of one of the PSYOP regiment groups, and I've told them they're invited to call in, and they're guaranteed anonymity to go ahead and tell me their pros and cons about what this PSYOP beret is. Now, everyone's freaking out, and of course, those individuals who are not PSYOP and those individuals who are not in the Special Operations career field, you can go ahead and shut your holes because you're not going to know what you're talking about when you're saying it's a fucking participation trophy thing. It's whatever. So I'm just going to go ahead and cover this article that the Army Times had published talking about psychological operations soldiers working under the Special Operations Command. Now, mind you, this is under the Special Operations Command. I'll give you a little bit backstory behind this because I'm about ready to release a video within the PSYOP regiment page that will get released out to the rest of the Army to kind of show everybody, hey, look, this is what PSYOP does, or this is how PSYOP was happening, and this is how it came to be where it's at. Everyone's going to get pissed off when I fucking say it, but I don't care because whatever. I was kind of around when a lot of those changes and everything happened. So, and I have some peers and some colleagues that can provide me some information as well. So, psychological operations soldiers, of course, wearing this thing, nothing is finalized. It was just kind of like to stir up the comments, to kind of like stir it up, and it stirred up a lot of fucking comments. The idea essentially is being floated around. This is just an idea now, and they're talking about it being a recruiting thing. Now, me being a PSYOP guy myself, there's a lot of things within the community that needs to get fixed before I think a beret does that. Before a beret, that's just me. Individuals know that we work with, using psychological operations techniques. We use, and there's a lot of stuff that has to do. Everyone thinks it's just leaflets and loudspeakers. That is, although part of one of the tasks that we conduct, but there's also social media. There's also unconventional warfare. We support other units that conduct the same other missions that you see on TV. Generally, when you're talking about a PSYOP mission happening, you won't know about it, and it's going to be done with or without anybody finding out that it has happened until regular forces come in or other follow-on special operations forces come in there. So it's a move, and this is from the spokesman over at USASOC. And a move that more closely links with the U.S. Army Special Operations Force, the PSYOP proponent at the John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center at school, and Special Operations Center of Excellence. See, they got to have an excellence, too.
Everybody's got to have an excellence.
Everyone's got to have an excellence. So, exploring the idea of a distinctive uniform item like the Gray Beret to the soldiers who graduate the Psychological Operations Qualification Course. This was an email statement to the Army Times. Now, the PSYOP proponent at John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center School is studying the issue, but has not made any recommendation to Commanding General, Major General Patrick Robeson, which weren't happy to the PAO, USASOC. We've invited to come out to shoot the shit with us. We've actually asked the Special Operations Recruiting Battalion to come on and join us. We would be honored if you guys would join us to talk about all the specific career fields within the Special Operations community to kind of help you out on the recruiting boon there. So the potential headgear was teased at least I should say, on a Facebook post, and the unit trains at First Special Warfare Training Group, the unit that trains and educates enlisted PSYOP soldiers and officers to missions, of course. What people like to say, MISO. It used to be called MISO, like the fucking suit, but it was supposed to be Military Information Support Operations. And of course, after a bunch of laughing about, shut up, Spanky. I see you laughing. I see that fucking smile on your face from here. I see it. Yeah.
Sorry.
So it's okay.
Carry on.
It's all right. It's okay. I'll own it. I'll own it. And still proud of my regiment. The battalion explained that in a comment that under the post that it posted a blurred picture of a Gray Beret resting in grass with a Black Hawk landing in the background, just to discuss the generation of the idea. Let's just discuss this. The recommended distinctive unit insignia does not offer, of course, a unit affiliation, but rather the education requirement. So if approved, all students completing the optimized RSOF PSYOP course, to include soft PSYOP, will earn the soft PSYOP additional skill identifier. Means that I'd be like freaking possibly getting a retroactive beret, Gray Beret. So there's Green Beret, Maroon Beret, Tan Beret, SVAB Beret, Gray Beret. That's a thing that's kind of like thrown around. That's getting thrown out there. John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center began rolling out changes this September for soldiers undergoing its Special Forces, Civil Affairs, and PSYOP training programs. The new course structure allows for 3 career fields trainees to interact throughout training, which is how, if approved, the proponents consider grandfathering PSYOP qualified soldiers who have already served in soft PSYOP units. So that means the beret will be in order. Yeah, so I've reached out to my regiment right now. 415-889-8367. Completely anonymous. You guys want to go ahead and give me a call. Give me your pros and cons, and I'll be more than happy. I'm inviting my world onto WTF Nation Radio for you guys to listen in on. And I will say this: there's been some consternation between the Department of Defense, Congress, on how the propaganda game within PSYOP needs to be increased. Most of it, of course, it's basically that everyone talks about permissions and authorities and all this other shit. I've been in the career field for almost. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, let's just do this now. Give every branch their own color.
Just you want to do that now?
Nice, yes, might as well.
You want to do this?
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Every branch gets their own color.
Every branch gets their own color. Is that the way you see it, though? I mean,
no, I'm not like knocking psyop guys or anybody else that has their pretty colored berets, but that's what it seems like it's coming to. It's like everybody wants to like have something that's just theirs. You know, now that they have the expert action badge thing coming out, that like takes away from the EIB and the EFMB. Now they, like I said, yes, it's just being like thrown out there and tested. It's nothing finalized about, y'all like, mind crazy people.
Y'all mind crazy.
Having great. Then they have green and tan and black. Just screw it. Everybody's special. Everybody gets their own color. I call blue. I mean, chemical gets blue.
Okay,
maybe
now,
pink.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, PSYOP used to K-POC, which is the United States Civil Affairs and Psychological Operations Command. It was a reserve command. There was peace and harmony. There was love throughout the air between all the regiments of PSYOP and Civil Affairs. There was actually interoperability between the active and the reserve component. There was actually one course where both reserve and active duty attended on Fort Bragg, and they would then go into either they went to the reserve after they were done. They were like demobbed, I guess you would say. They finished their AIT or finished their training or whatever. All went to jump school. All had afforded the opportunities to go, and just for some reason the shit started changing to where now there's been a divide. And that's why I'm calling in. I'm asking for the reserve guys and gals to give us a buzz. There, I see the internet's all going off again. Do you see that? Did you see that glitch? Did you just see that?
I was answering a message. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Did you see that? Yeah. That's keep trying. You ain't gonna stop us. The Army was U.S. Army unit that decides beret color centers of excellence. Yeah. Don't get me started. So like I said, I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted that there should be. What people don't realize is that PSYOP is a Special Operations MOS. Everyone's experience that they said is not a Special Operations MOS. We're either not a PSYOP or have never served in a Special Operations MOS. They don't know that. The drama going back and forth within the reserve and active component of the 37 career field is insane. There are individuals that actually believe that if you're not active duty, then you're not a real PSYOPer. Even though a PSYOP was born out of and come out of K-POC. I'm trying to drum up enough drama, not drama, but I want the conversation to get going. 415-889-8367. We got 30. As a matter of fact, I'll open 30 minutes. I was going to talk about something else. Now, 30 minutes. There we go. Until the close the show. Fuck it. I'll wait till the close of the show.
No, but you said that PSYOPs has, it's a Special Operations MOS.
Correct.
But aren't all MOSs in some way? Don't they have, some of everybody?
No. You're talking about the units that are being supported. The units that you're talking about, the career management fields that are in a unit that are supporting a Special Operations MOS.
Right.
So not everybody in an SF unit is SF. Not everybody in PSYOP is PSYOP. Not everybody in CA is CA. We do have G1s. We do have S1s. We do have S2s. You know what I mean? We have S4s. We have S6s. There are some individuals in there that are of different CMFs and all that. We have SIGOs. We have but the prime MOS is the unit of actions are all specifically. For instance, it would be for an SF would be an ODA, a CAT A would be for CA, and then for PSYOP would be a tactical or a regional detachment. So that's the way it works, and they're manned pretty much the same. Not really much the same as far as the grade plate goes. For instance, a major would be a company commander, a platoon leader equivalent would be a captain, a master sergeant would be like a platoon sergeant. So it's really senior heavy, senior NCO heavy. It used to not be a branch until at least 2004. It was all NCO run. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what the drama was. We should have a beret.
We got to stand out.
I'm
sorry, I'm not going to get over that. I'm not.
No, I understand that. No.
Signal orange.
Signal orange.
God, I hate orange.
You're going to have a signal orange? You're damn right, David. I searched Skippy's list. I knew Skippy, the guy who did Skippy's list. He was a PSYOPer. Damn right. Skippy's list is the true PSYOP, exactly that. Who's going to rewrite the Green Beret song? I don't think so. You can keep it. I'm not going to diss my Special Forces brethren, but yeah, exactly, Chris. What's the fascination with it? Monocle. But anyways, yeah. So there's a lot of drama going on. So I opened it up to my regiment. Hey, you want to call 415-889-8367? Go ahead, give me a call. Give me your pros and cons. I'm just reading right now what the Army Times said and all that, so I'm not really, I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not shooting. I'm just giving a little more history about what's going on. If anybody's got any beef about it with me, then of course, then I'll be more than happy to talk back and forth with it. Someone's gonna say, "Well, you're bashing the regiment" or whatever. I'm not. These are legit questions. We need to get as me, I'm speaking for my regiment. I think our regiment needs to get fixed in a lot of things first before we start worrying about a piece of fucking headgear. But that's just me. Once we get the headgear down, then we're good to go. You know what I mean? That's that. I mean, once we get the training done and all that, then we're good to go. I think that's fair. I mean, don't you think? I mean,
oh yes.
There is an assessment and selection, so I mean, that's the way they kind of do it and shit. So.
I mean, that's all fair.
I don't think you should be dissing the reserve component though, just because they're, you know what I mean. Then that's what the Army Times article kind of pisses me off a little bit. Which there is some friction, but they're making it sound like we're being snooty and shit. There are some individuals within the regiment that do see it that way. That do see that if you're not active duty, even though back in the day it was almost you didn't know. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of individuals that are in senior levels on the Hill that work in special areas of the Department of Defense that are reservists, PSYOP reservists. So I got to meet some of them when I was at AUSA. That was fun.
Oh.
But
I mean, that's the only. I'm not want to say the only. That's one of the great things that come about all those conferences and stuff. You get to meet a lot of people that you wouldn't like normally meet.
Right.
Like for instance, that's one thing. Only thing me personally likes about those conferences because.
No, I loved it
because I was always forced to go.
No,
as a younger. So now when you're like a senior leader, it's like, oh, okay, you actually do get something out of these. That's one.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Well, that's the thing. There's some individuals that I didn't know they were. Oh, you're a PSYOP guy. Oh, you're an infantry guy. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, you're a pilot, or you know what I mean. You just start. Hey, I heard about you. Hey, I heard about you. You know what I mean. That's one thing I liked about being at AUSA. I was telling someone that there was people at AUSA that I remember when we were Joes together, and they're not freaking like sergeant majors or freaking like they're colonels or something. They went to OCS and they were like, Ken, like. Bob and fuck, dude, you're a colonel,
right?
You know what I mean?
Like, when did you get all grown up?
I was like, oh, look at you. 415-889-8367. So I'll keep it up. And don't worry, if you guys are going to miss the show, we are broadcasting on 12 platforms right now. So if you miss any of this, you can go on to Mixer, YouTube, Mob Crush. Do I go down the list again? Yeah, you can go to the TuneIn app. You can go to all this joint here. And check it out. I'm more than happy to entertain this. And if we freaking if we get some, I want to get some conversation going on. And don't worry about it. We're not going to reveal your identity. I know I'm going to get a lot of shit. People are going to say, dude, did you just really just like tell him? But yeah, remember to call in. Call in. Fuck it, call in. What's the worst going to happen? Give us your insight. I actually want to speak to some of the reserve PSYOP kids and guys and gals, because I think that right there that they'll give them a better perspective about this. Because I'll be honest with you, like I said, I'm not up over this beret stuff. Don't get me wrong. Once it's squared away and fixed, and yeah, okay, I can see that. But yeah, that if you guys only knew. Hang on, let me check my messages and see if I got anything yet. Let me see if I got any pings. Let's see. Hang on. Let's see. No, nothing yet. No, nobody's lighting me up yet.
Maybe they're scared. They think we're like all tuned into the app and everything, and they're gonna like be able to track them.
Right. I'm not gonna track them. Yeah. I am not gonna track. I'm not tracking anybody. I'm not here to dime anybody out. There is some of the things. If you guys listen to that panel from the Green Notebook, there's just leaders you got to listen. You don't sit there and talk shit and smash on shoulders saying that you're countering culture when they have legit complaints and legit issues. You go ahead and freaking let them talk about it, let them air it out. But yeah, there's a lot of. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh.
You knew I was going to mess with you just a little bit.
Yes, don't mess with me a little bit. You sent me that fucking thing 5 times. You gonna talk about this? You gonna talk about this? I'm like, yes, we're gonna talk about it. Shit, we are gonna talk about it. Then I told my regiment, yeah, we're gonna talk about it because I'm still within the community, and they're still being nosy about it. Not being nosy, but they still, they want to know about stuff that I'm doing still and all that. And
right.
Yeah. Exactly.
How you feel about the gray beret?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly. So again, if you call, your anonymity is guaranteed. There's not going to be anybody. I'll just say, hey, caller, you're active duty or reserve, and then blam, let you see what you say, and then see what happens. And then, if you say, hey, I know you, or you want to reveal your name, that's all on you too. I don't care. But 415-889-8367 if you're going to call. I know some of you guys are retired or something like that, or going training or whatever. Or I know Sorb is gonna be pissed off at me like that. He's gonna be like, I can't believe you're sitting there talking shit about the beret, but you want people to join PSYOP.
I mean, yes, please join PSYOP. You get a gray beret now. I mean, they said it's a recruiting tool.
Why you gotta break balls, Spanky? Why you gotta break balls?
Because I'm going to. I'm like, hey, join Seaburn. You get a pretty little patch.
Seaburn. You get a tab when you're. You get a Seaburn tab.
Yeah.
See what's up with that? Now you got a Seaburn. You got a Seaburn tab. Man,
see, they're special like that. Like, everybody like now I need one that says AG or Signal.
S1. It's got to say Swan. Yeah. It's got to say Swan.
Yeah. And but it that's just the way I see it. It's like it's getting to the point that everybody needs to like be identified by like the color of the beret, the Seaburn thing, the whatever else. Like each MOS is like pulling like, hey, I want this. We need to stand out. Like why? I don't get it. Like just like I said, do it for everybody, or just fuck it. We're all wearing black.
Yeah, good comment in there. I see right there. Yeah. So what is it with the Rangers? They have different MOSs, but they all get to wear the same beret. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. And I guess that's what I was getting at. Is like doesn't like.
That's a good point.
They have more than one MOS in there. Like, why do y'all need to be special and have gray?
Whoa.
Whoa,
man. I was talking about Ranger Regiment right now. I'm not talking about my MOS.
Okay.
I'm talking about.
Well, I'm assuming that Ranger Regiment has PSYOP people in there.
No.
So they just.
Well, the thing is that the Ranger Regiment has all those MOS. No, but the point of the comment is that the Ranger Regiment has different MOSs in the Ranger Regiment, but they all wear the same beret, and that's a good point.
Exactly. So now you're going to go there and now, oh no, I want to wear my gray one, or what's the deal going to be?
Yeah, no, that's a good point, because when a support soldier, when a Seaburn, I'll pick on Seaburn. When a Seaburn soldier is assigned to a special forces unit, they don't wear a green beret, they wear a maroon beret. So that's a good point about the Ranger Regiment. That is a good point. Because once they go back to once they leave the Ranger Regiment, they go back to being their old MOS, which is no beret.
Right.
That's a good point. Good comment. Good comment. 415-889-8367. Quick, you got 15 minutes before we start doing house cleaning and all that shit, and we're gonna start going ahead and closing it up. And of course, if you don't want to call in, fine. But if you do, and you want to say who your name is or say who you are, that's fine. Yeah, don't be scared. We'll be more than happy to. I want to hear from reservists though. I want to hear from the reserve community, because I think it's kind of messed up. I was in the, I joined the regiment back when the reserve component and the active component worked together, and there was harmony. We all got along. No drama. Yeah, of course there was some ball busting and stuff like that, but there was a lot of things that were happening that within the regiment, I guess you'd say, when it came to Operation Enduring Freedom and Iraqi Freedom. We all shared the load. It was pretty good. I mean, like I said, I don't understand how come recently it's just been getting so hyped up. Oh, hang on. We got a first call. I got a first caller. Hang on. Oh, hell yeah. Let me anonymize this thing. WTF Nation Radio, you're on the air. WTF Nation Radio, you're on the air. WTF Nation Radio, you're on the air. Hello. Hello. Turn your if you're calling in, turn off your phone, turn off the radio, or turn down your listening device and just talk to me. Talk to me, because you're trying to hear yourself on the radio. There's a little bit of a delay, and you're gonna get this massive feedback. So, caller, go ahead and call back. I see you there. I see you. I see you, caller. You can call back.
Yes, you'll be able to hear everything that's going on the radio. Like when you call in, you'll be able to hear it in your, on the phone. I want to yell at y'all. Turn the radio down.
Yeah, turn your radio down. Y'all got to turn your radio.
Like they got like the little tune-in radios and stuff, like the console ones,
Yeah, exactly.
with the speaker on each side.
You gonna play that? Okay, don't worry about it. I got you, caller. I'm gonna call you back. How about that? You better answer that phone call. You better not let it go to voicemail. Here you go. I'm gonna call you back.
It's Charles Rex Scholl. I'm currently unavailable, but if you please leave your name and number with a detailed message.
I knew it. Oh my God. Call back. That was funny.
He better hurry up. I'm hungry.
You better hurry up, dude. Yeah, you guys better hurry up. I'm going to go ahead and do some house cleaning. Boy, I thought I was going to get a bunch of robbles to call me up, but I didn't get any of that shit.
Right.
I was like, man.
They're scared of me.
That's what it was. You scared them off with that talk about the multicolored orange shit. And
yeah, Signal, look out. Y'all are getting those like bright orange.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I hope you guys don't have a freaking town hall because of this shit, too.
But I know it's going to come up, like the Signal Cyber Center of Excellence. Like, we want berets.
Right. They're going to sit there and say, hey, you know
like,
what?
we want berets.
Well, did you know that the Air Force...
Chaplain Corps.
Yeah, Air Force Weather has fucking berets. You know what I mean? So that's like...
Yes, they do.
The Chaplain Corps. Could you imagine? Blessed be to... what do you got to go for selection for that? What's the selection criteria to go to be a chaplain? You know what I mean? All righty then. Let's call Paul from Nepal. See what he says. All right, so real quick, on Sunday we're gonna have Carrie Wilcox from Valor Ranch. Carrie will be on to talk about what they're offering women veterans called Sheroes. Stands for Serving, Honoring, Empowering, and Restoring Our Esteemed Servicewomen. Valor Ranch focuses on a holistic approach to empower our nation's female veterans. She's gonna be on here with Kicking a Cause and Ow on the 10th of November, this Sunday, and then of course the 17th we're gonna have Daryl Paul, firefighter, will be on to talk about how he takes fire hoses that have been retired out of service and turns them into American flag displays. Man, I want to check out these videos that he's got right here. I want to check them out. It's pretty cool. 18 November on Monday on the Monday edition with me and Flash. I hope he's okay, man. Flash has been like on assignment doing a lot of crazy stuff. Glenn Banton from the operations.
I mean, did Jose steal him?
Dude, I don't know. That's what I think. You know what? That's why. You know what? That's a good point. That's a good point. Wait a minute.
I hope he comes back and learn how to.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I just had a crazy thought.
Go on.
What if Flash is Jose?
I will stab him because he's never fed me.
Could you notice that? Like, Jose, you notice that? Flash says, hey, I got to go off. I got to sneak off and do some shit. And he gets quiet, and all of a sudden, bam, Jose's story comes out. Bam, another Jose story comes out.
I wonder now.
Yeah. Uh-huh. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. So on the Monday edition with Ice and Flash, Glenn Banton from Operation Supply Drop is going to come on to talk about his chapter-based veteran support ecosystem, enhancing lives through community engagement. As leading veteran advocate and entrepreneur, Glenn is also advisor for the Psych Armor Institute, a Bob Wilbur School of Volunteers of Excellence. I'm just kidding. I just added excellence on there. An instructor and mentor for Bunker Labs, a Google VNet mentor, and executive producer of We Are the Mighty. So, and a commissioned Kentucky colonel. I still want to know what a Kentucky colonel is.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I want to know what that. I want to know
what
that's all about.
If it doesn't involve chicken, I'm going to be a little disappointed.
If it doesn't involve a bucket and a fucking family meal and a couple of fucking biscuits, I'll be pissed. Exactly. Lifetime member of the Academy of United States Veterans and serves as an appointed board member for the Small Business Administration's Veterans Business Community Affairs. So he's going to be on. That's what we got going for the guests. Hey, check it out on Saturday. The 9th of November is the War Horse for Veterans 5K at the World War I Museum and Memorial Park. The 5K is going to kick off at 0900. So make sure you tune in or check out the pages because you might see some of the WTF Nation Radio staff out there hanging out and running the damn thing. And then after we get carried off the finish line, then we'll post some pics and all that stuff. Hang out with Patrick and the gang. and all that. So don't forget, if you've not registered, go ahead and register. You can also make sure you got to pick up your race packet. Pick up tomorrow from 16 to 1800 at the World War I Museum. If there's inclement weather, then you just go ahead inside the World War I Museum, and then of course, or you can pick it up on race day in the morning. But I recommend you go ahead and get it now because this is to support the first responder program for War Horses for Veterans. So it's kind of cool to see some of that get together. So this Saturday, so pay attention to U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, and you'll see the posts get posted up there. Yeah, that's it. No, I guess we got enough time for another call. I mean, oh, here we go. Okay, all right. So we're taking this call. Don't fucking hang up, and make sure okay, hang on. WTF Nation Radio, you're on the air.
Hey, I just want to stay anonymous and talk about the Gray Beret.
Okay, go ahead.
So I understand, and they put up the feeler for kind of what was wanted from the regiment. I'm active duty, and the general consensus is no one wants the Gray Beret. I think the unit was better when we were silent professionals, but I understand that there needs to be a unifying kind of symbol. And when you think SF, they have the Green Beret, they have Deo Presto Liberaire, and that's the logo that everyone knows. Within the PSYOP regiment, every battalion, both groups, they all have different logos. They just need to adopt one regimental logo, just different flashes, just like SF. Create something recognizable and something that people can look at and be like, that's it. Not the longest tab, not the Gray Beret, because it just doesn't work. It doesn't.
So you're saying to have one, so you're talking about so you're thinking about the persuade, change, and influence regimental flash would be good, or regimental DUI, the RDI would be good enough, and then have different flashes on the back like SF.
I think so. I mean, PSYOP was the original special operations unit for the Ghost Army during World War II.
Yep.
The logo is based off of the Trojan horse. And just to go with that, if we want to be PSYOP, we want to be deception, we want to be influence, it's a great logo, and it's recognizable once it's out there.
Awesome. All right, we got another call. Hey, thanks for coming in. Yep. All right. Oh, man, God, dang, somebody else fucking just called. So thanks for calling anyways. Yeah, so there you go. There's one. Next. I'm not going to call back because I don't want nobody to freaking get freaking their voicemail picked up. Hi, you've reached blah, blah, blah. And this is supposed to be anonymous? Damn. I'm not going to do that. Call back. That last caller, I saw you out there. Give us a call back. Switches are open. You guys want to talk about? That's actually a good point. The RDI, the original distinctive insignia, and then have different flashes like Special Forces. That actually, yeah, okay. I can see that. That's pretty cool. And he's right. Let me take this next call right here. All right, hang on. WTF Nation Radio, you're on the air. What's up?
Yeah, what are we doing? We bitching about silly hats?
Yeah, let's talk about the hats. Go for it.
You want to talk about who fucking cares about silly hats? Paulie told me one day at the back of the GB club, I wear a pink fucking vagina on the top of my head if they just let me do my goddamn job. What's the consternation? What's the deal? Who cares? Tell me what to wear. What do you want me to wear?
You tell me. I mean, you're the one that's calling up. I'm just wanting to see what your input is on what's the pros and cons for it.
Pros, it brings some folks together. Cons, it divides a whole bunch of folks. Just give the damn 37 regiment its beret if it wants it. But it's got to be reserves and active. It's got to be reserves and active. It cannot be one or the other.
There you go.
It cannot be one or the other.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that too. So do you think there's a little bit of friction going on right now between the reserve and the active component?
Yeah, I don't see. How couldn't there be? All I do is watch on damn regiment page all damn day. The whole reserve active divide. You went back to K-Poc. It goes even further back than that. But more than half of the force is reserve. That's where the craft and the trade comes from.
Correct.
It's a specialized job. They bring more to the force than we give them any credit for. I don't remember. I don't know where the divide really went to, but I've worked with tons of reservists. I've never had. Well, so you don't speak. What, you don't speak Spanish as well as someone over in one of the other battalions? Who cares? That's not what the job. We're not linguists. That's it. That's the only difference. That's the only difference I can see.
Right.
The language code.
Right.
So you don't get $100 because you speak a poor language.
Yeah. Okay. So then, so then once the reserves, well, I mean, you got to think about it too. You just hit on the head, man. That the reserves bring up the larger component force. It's like 90% of the reserve, 90% of PSYOP forces are reserve anyways, or it's like 80% or something like that. There's some ridiculous number that the majority of them are in the reserve component.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's appropriate. It should be. But most of what we want to do, we need the reserve force to go into a phase 3 and beyond scenario. We only need a small active duty force to go into the phase 2 and below. We can take care of the phase 0, but we need a psychological operations force to take care of much more. We're so focused on being this first special forces shit. You know what this patch is? Ice. What's your name? Ice.
Yeah.
You know what this patch is on our left shoulder? It's a fucking prison tattoo. That's what it is. It's a damn prison tattoo, and I just said, okay, I'll wear it. Just don't fuck me in the ass every night. Maybe only on Thursdays.
As long as I get the teardrop.
Yeah. Just let me. But whatever.
No, but you're saying okay, but you're right. So you're saying that because I'm going to do a historical video in the regiment page, and you're going to see it posted up. It's going to start, where did we come from, and where did we get from the regiment, and how was first Special Forces created, and where did it come from? Because I've been in the regiment long enough that, like I said before, I've seen this stuff happen, and I've just been an observer walking casually through the trail of the dark side of the Force, and I've seen that stuff, and I'm just like, I can't believe that no one is actually looking back into history to see where we've come from to where we're being like you said, it's a prison tat. You're being holed up in a freaking unit. A unit is trying to keep a regiment. A unit is keeping a CMF. There'd be no other organization within the U.S. Army that would have that pull, that would say, no, you can't keep this organization because you can't have this organization because we don't like you. Well, you're not supposed to run that organization. You know what I mean? It's not your MOS. That'd be like a freaking intel guy trying to tell a pilot how to fucking fly.
Right. So you open up the joint pub, and I think, I don't know, the third sentence of the damn thing is psychological operations is inherently a joint function. It's a joint capability. We don't own it. We shouldn't own it. We can't own it. We're putting it in a little box. We're just thwarting it. We're circumcising it. It's ridiculous. We have a niche. Sure, let's be fine at our niche. Let's be good at our niche. We can't contain it. And as long as we do, all we're doing is thwarting it. Let the Air Force run with it. Let the Navy run with it.
Right.
The damn interagency needs to run with it. Everybody needs to have a piece of it.
Right.
The biggest thing, you go up to the Capitol Hill and everybody's scrambling right now. Oh, what are we going to do? Well, they're better at it. The adversaries, they got a better grasp of it. You're damn right they have a better grasp of it, because what we consider a PO, a psychological objective, is something we sprinkle on something after the fact of a campaign. What the other guy does is starts with a psychological objective and designs a campaign around it.
Correct.
Open their doctrine, and it's clear as day. That's how they do it. And we're like in awe of what's being accomplished against us. But I don't know. It's ridiculous to me how, and maybe the point is I don't know. I'm drinking really good scotch, so I don't know. Ask more pointed questions.
No, you're on a roll, man. No.
And you're not an observer, man. You've been riding this train since it was damn carried by horses. What are you talking about?
Oh my God! Come on. Okay, I may have wandered in the stable a couple times, but yeah. I mean, I know who this is, and I know already that you don't why you gotta spotlight me, man? Yeah, okay, I may have rode a couple horses here and there, but yeah, it's frustrating for me to see that you're right. When I was in DC and I was talking, I was in DC and I was talking to some members of the Hill that were involved in special operations, low intensity conflict, Assistant Secretary of Defense people. They were listening, and they were wanting to know about what the hell's going on. Why is it that right now China and Russia are busting our asses right now? And what is up with us? And why is it that they can't get anything out of Fort Bragg? And I'm like Edgar from fucking Men in Black. A man walked in, an old man. He's got an HQ. It means worlds to me. Dude, they don't want anything to happen. It's almost like the PSYOP regimen is being held down. And I'm gonna say this right now. And the whole time as being a broadcaster, I never ever brought up what I did. Everyone kind of like guessed what I did or something like that. I never set out to talk about what I did, because people have this negative connotation about, I can go into your computer. I can do stuff that people are terrified that they would. It's almost like that app that we talked about earlier. People are terrified of what the power of what the regiment can do. What I'm frustrated is the fact that we could do this. There's no problem, and that headquarters won't let you guys do it. You actually have had your power stripped from you from other higher headquarters, from other CMFs that don't even belong in the Psychological Regiment Operations Branch. Yeah, you got a TSOC.
Listen, the only thing you can't do is defy physics. We can do a lot of the things that we bitch that we can't do, we can.
Of course.
A lot of it's just piss poor education. We just got to teach these younger guys how to walk the dog from.
Yep.
We got to walk the dog from permission to actual action. It's possible. We can do it. And a lot of it comes down to, we don't need the Army to necessarily be doing a lot of the things that we do. Here's the problem, Ken. You pointed it right on the head. I'm sorry, Ice.
No, everybody knows me. Everybody knows it's Ken. No, it's Ken. Everybody knows me. It's Ken. God damn it.
It's not what we need Fort Bragg to do. We don't need Fort Bragg to do anything. We need Washington to do a whole lot more. We need Washington to figure out what the fuck it wants to do. It all starts at that NCR. You can have all we are is goldfish in a little bowl. If you're not going to break the bowl and let the goldfish run, there's not a whole lot more we can do. This is a whole of government problem that we have. We've got solutions down here, but we can only provide solutions for the Army. That's where we are right now. I'm not saying that the Army needs to figure out what the solutions are for the rest of the government. The rest of the government needs to figure out. We need some sort of authority. We need some sort of a agency. We need some sort of representation in the NCR at the cabinet level on how this is going to work. That's really what it comes down to. That's all the conversations we have, all the scotch we drink. That's what it comes down to. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. Well, but you got to think about this is that we did have an organization. The Psychological Operations Regiment had an organization outside of USASOC. It was called the Joint Military Information Support Command. And there was a lot more individuals that were visiting that command than Fort Bragg and were wondering why they couldn't get anything out of Fort Bragg. So there was a long time ago an organization like that. That organization was disestablished to create First Special Forces Command.
We shit the bed and we just shit the bed and poor force management. That's all it was.
That's what it was.
The
exactly.
JMISC was fine. The JMISC was effective. We just didn't manage the force appropriately.
Correct.
And we went through what we had in the last 8 years was just piss poor force management. And that's all right. Let's stop pointing the finger. Let's fix the force management. Let's do Army things, and let's do Army things well. And let's let the government and the SOCOM and the joint world get back to doing what it needs to do well, which is attack the problem set and provide us policy and white space to operate in. That's all it comes down to, I think.
Well, right. When those organizations were created, think about this. Now, here's what happened. See, I'm glad I can finally breathe my knowledge on this stuff, because it's hard to fucking just kind of contain some of the stuff that we talked about before without having to fucking lead into what I did. But now that I'm out, I can fucking say it. You got to remember, the JMIS was created. When it was created, it was a default. It was a default because Secretary Rumsfeld thought that psychological operations that was dealt within the Fort Bragg sphere wasn't fucking fast enough. It wasn't fast enough because of the bullshit fucking approval processes that we had. Once that was discovered, the JPSI, the Joint Psychological Operations support element, was created. And that's what it was created. What became the JMIS. That organization was able to talk to all 6 GCCs. That organization was able to talk to all, well, if you want to call R North before it became SOC North, all the Theater Special Operations Command. They were able to reach down. When I was assigned to that organization, they were able to reach down and talk to the world on this stuff, I didn't have to call fucking Fort Bragg. I went straight to the USER commander. I went straight to the freaking AFRICOM commander, or the fucking SOC Africa commander, or the PACOM commander, or the SOC PAC commander. There was no issues with that. Once it got realmed into and got sucked up into the amalgamation, what we want to call, I don't know, fucking, it got turned into the MISOC, the Military Information Support Command. Guaranteed a general's billet, so that way it became a fucking low-hanging fruit to all the PSYOP leaders to saying, you're gonna get a command, you're gonna get a command, you're gonna get a command. And then when that happened, guess what happened? We were duped. Special Forces Command, a small 2-star command within USASOC, was sucked up into 1st Special Forces Command, and those billets that were PSYOP billets were taken into to create 1st Special Forces Command. So if there's anybody that wants to know why we suck at influence, if there's anybody that wants to know why we suck at PSYOP within the DOD, you can look at fucking Fort Bragg with that prison tattoo that you were talking about. That's what it is. Nobody had the sack to fucking stand up and say, "Whoa, wait a minute. You got an MOS that's you got a CMF that's taking over another CMF. Are we gonna let this capability go away?" We were doing shit that I was at the JMS that would pale in comparison. That was even quoted by somebody that was there visiting from Fort Bragg. This place has to shut down, otherwise this command is out of business.
You nailed it on the head. But we got guys coming home off the battlefield right now because of super soft, really subtle, non-lethal effects. Our own bullshit systems and processes are being used against us regularly. People are looking at us. We can't run around on Facebook, running around on social media, touting ourselves as the premier psychological operations force of the United States and not expect that people aren't going to listen, not expect that people aren't going to start picking up our doctrine, which is complete. You can find it on Google and start looking at that stuff. And then we're surprised when things start happening at Fort Bragg and little effects start to take place. Without giving away too much, and I'm trying to be anonymous here, but
I hear you.
We got folks in the ETO, I guess we'll call it. We got folks in the southern hemisphere coming home, coming off of the battlefield because of really pinpointed non-lethal effects that cost absolutely nothing to the adversary, which has the same impact as going down there and shooting a 37 Fox in the fucking chest and taking them off the battlefield for the cost of nothing, because they're using our own systems and processes against us. All you got to do is call an officer at Fort Bragg and say hookers and blow in South America, and a team comes home.
Right.
And you go down there and you
Right.
look, and what was the root of it? Oh,
Right.
well, it was an anonymous tip. Let's peel it back a little bit more. Where was that anonymous tip from? Well, it had to come from someone who was concerned.
Right.
Yeah, they were concerned, all right. They were concerned about the effects that were happening down there.
Right.
They used our systems and processes against us. They picked up the phone and said, hookers and blow. Guess what? Those guys came home off the battlefield. Are you kidding me? Like, that doesn't strike anybody as odd. We're out there whoring ourselves, waving our dick in the wind, and then we're going to act surprised when it gets used against us. Why won't the SORB come and talk to you? Why won't the SORB come and engage on this? Because the whole recruiting effort, whatever it is that we're doing, we got to tighten it up. It's embarrassing right now. I'm a little embarrassed, and yeah, there's a lot of things that we could do better. We can support the force with, but we're throwing Hail Marys, and we don't even have receivers down the field.
I know, dude. Hey, but the biggest thing is that what the incentive is, or what is it that we're recruiting to? Now, I've reached out to the SORB. I've reached out and said, hey, look, irony, everyone's like laughing. Oh man, holy crap! You know, WTF Nation Radio and WTF Moments, the fucking psyop guy, fucking doing this shit. Yeah, I can help if you want me to help you and assist in your message. There's a lot of people that don't know. I mean, as soon as I got pinged, a lot of individuals at AUSA when I was there asked me what was that I did, what was it that I was involved with, or how does it work, or who was I deployed with, or some individuals there that I when I was talking, on the Hill. In Crystal City, I was like, hey dude, hey, what's up? Oh dude, hey, yeah, I remember this and this. There's a fascination about the craft that people aren't realizing, and that's just all the fields. We're talking about the Rangers, 160th, PSYOP, CA, and SF. On things that we should be getting involved with. I was getting involved with 10 years ago. People are now saying, well, how can we suck on the internet when it comes to fighting our adversary? Well, we've got a lot of individuals that we're trying to say, hey, we need to do this, and we're squashed because of it. I sound like Joe Rogan. Thanks.
Look, Matt, WTF is institutional at this point. It's institutional. What do you got? 35 folks on tonight. Look, maybe 10 of them.
No.
So maybe.
No,
what do you got tonight?
Well, we
got.
We're just talking on Facebook, right? You're seeing people 35 on Facebook, but I also got individuals that are listening on YouTube, Mixer, Mob Crush, the TuneIn app. Individuals that listen to us right now in South America. Individuals listening to us in the European theater in Eurasia, and so I mean, yeah, we're a little more global than that.
Let's say at best, 30% of them are 37s.
Right.
Just wanting to see what you're going to say next. We got 70% of folks out there listening to what we could possibly be doing. I mean, we can be doing a better job. We can do a better job. Me calling in and bitching and moaning is probably not helping, but I'm starting the conversation. I just learned your phone number tonight, and I'm calling. And I'm,
Well, I appreciate it. So now, so now the reserve thing. Do you think that the divorce was wrong? And what I mean by the divorce was when active duty PSYOP broke away from USACAPOG.
The divorce wasn't only wrong. I think it was a damn near fatal error. It was a fucking stab in the heart. And truth in running, I've never been a reservist. However, I've worked with them, and I understand how the force management works. You have to have the reserves. We need them. Every active duty 37 that's out there listening, you need the reserves, or we all fucking die downrange. That's the fucking fact of it.
Yeah.
Or worse yet, when we all die downrange, that's it. Game's over. We need the reserves. You need them. And when they show up, they know probably 30 or 40 times more than we do about all the shit we talk. How many times do we read posts about how we need to get better with industry? We need to train with industry. Well, all these motherfuckers are the industry.
Yeah, exactly.
They are industry.
Right.
We have physicists. We have lawyers. We have congressmen in our ranks throughout the reserves.
They
are the defenders of the Constitution when shit gets really fucking rough.
I'm gonna tell you what, right
They're
now.
just waiting until.
We had reserve guys attached to us, and some of them were the animators from South Park. There are PSYOP reservists that work for South Park. They work for Trey Parker and Matt Stone, and I was like,
the Army is the reserves.
Right.
The Army is the reserves. Without the reserves, there's no Army. If there's no reserves, we're jacking shit. We're living in phase 0, and that's it. Phase 1, everybody dies, and we all go home.
Okay. All right,
wife and kids all speak a different language. All
right. Thanks for calling, man. Consult or
Love you,
crazy
man.
of it. Love you too, bro. Later. Oh shit.
He never did share what kind of scotch he was drinking.
Oh, that's okay. I know who it is.
I know nothing.
They was trying to freaking get me to reveal some more stuff that I used to do. No, I'm not going to try it. That was pretty good. See, that's what I'm talking about. That we'll get some individuals out there to talk about that stuff. That's what it's all about. I mean, I don't want to get into fucking bringing out some of the dirty laundry of what the special operations career field is going through, but it's not dirty laundry. It's shit that's actually happening. It's a historical fact. Legacy of the Ghost Army. That's what it's all about. And it's just shocking that when people say, hey, how come we can't do this, or how come we can't do that, or how come we can't do this? I'm going to tell you right now, that's why we can't do it. The caller had a lot of good points in there as well. Anyways, damn. All right, so I guess maybe we kind of like went over the show a little bit, and I guess we can say that the show's done or whatever. We can.
Right. Well, you did housekeeping. You didn't give our lineup.
Oh yeah. Hey, so real quick. We have so we're testing some stuff that we're gonna have a show on Friday. So we got Monday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday is going to be the show lineup. We're gonna look, of course, of getting some more hosts set up on their stuff, and of course we're rolling out this new tech. Again, so far right now we're broadcasting on Twitter, we're broadcasting on YouTube, we're broadcasting on Facebook, we're broadcasting on Mob Crush. We're broadcasting on 12 platforms currently as we speak, and also, of course, once the podcast has been uploaded, we're you can download a podcast on Apple Podcasts and Google Play. So all of the stuff that you're just listening to, and this is actually going to make it a lot more easier for you, the WTF Nation, to listen to us and be able to get all the information out. Yeah, that was one of the things I was talking. The caller brought up. The Special Operations Recruiting Battalion, where there are some initiatives that WTF Nation Radio for 2020, it's going to get pretty freaking big. There's some stuff that's happening. I've been doing some meet and greets, and holy shit, I'm kind of excited once we roll out. After I do a little thing over at the 5K, then we'll get back and we'll get back in the saddle. I'm excited. 2020 is going to be fun, but. I'm having fun already. Are you having fun, Spanky? Or did you anything you want to say?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, 2020 is almost tomorrow. 2020 is almost tomorrow. It seems like you're out there, kissing hands and shaking babies and everything.
Dude, I know. Oh, and we got the election and stuff happening. Oh, God, I can't wait to do that coverage. It's going to be all hands on deck for all the staff again. We were rotating out for the election and shit. Oh, it'll be fucking fun. Remember the last one? Red Leg just left all of his shit on and just left it running, and we were just all calling in.
Right.
That was fucking fun as shit, man. That was awesome.
Oh, indeed.
Anyways, all right. Well, hey everybody, thank you all for joining us and shooting the shiznle with us. And again, we always will be looking out for you guys. Hey, if you guys, if you see something getting tagged up on the main page or WTF Nation Radio, look for us. Some individuals are actually there. So if Spanky's at VetFest and you see a thing come up on VetFest, look for us. Or we might see you or something like that. There might be some selfies or pictures getting thrown up on there. That's gonna be more. That's gonna be happening more too. Gonna be some installation visits as well. So I can't wait to check out Fort Bragg. I can't wait to check out Fort Jackson. Fort Benning is going to get some love. What was the other one? Ips A. What's that? Where's Ips A at?
Hood? Okay.
Yeah, Fort Hood. Yeah, no, there was Fort Hood. We talked about Hood.
One.
Yeah, so I can't wait. I can't wait to hang out and throw some WTF Nation swag and, of course, shooting the breeze. I'm waiting for Sorb to come on here so that way we can. I guess Sorb's not going to call, so it's okay. We'll wait for them to come in contact with us later. But anyways, thank you all for joining us. Holy shit, I just realized that we're freaking like way over. We're like 20 minutes past the hour. So at any rate, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for hanging out. And make sure you get some SGT'S Time shots, y'all. Oh, and this is Veterans Day.
Gray Beret shots.
Yeah, Gray Beret. Why'd you gotta just say that?
I have to.
For those of you that are spending this 4-day weekend for Veterans Day, don't forget what it's about. It's about for individuals that have served our country. And so it's not Memorial Day. It's not Armed Forces Day. It's Veterans Day. So I know everyone's going to start freaking out with the stolen valor shit. Start sending us pictures of guys that are trying to steal that free meal over at Golden Corral or something like that. Who wouldn't want to get a free bloomin' onion? Come on, man. It's legit. But anyways, there will be a show. There will be a show on Veterans Day. So don't panic, don't freak out. There will be a show on Veterans Day, and it'll be me and it'll be me and Jose or Flash. I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna start that conspiracy theory.
Right?
Because Flash goes.
You've already started it. Now it's a big rumor.
Yeah, it is.
Now it's started.
Fucking Flash
the
goes.
seed has been planted.
Yeah, I got to go on assignment, Ken. I got to lay low. Okay, cool. The next thing, all these Jose stories come up. Yeah, no, that's what it is. That's what it is. So, anyways, thank you for hanging out. And then, everyone get some shots and enjoy the 4-day weekend. And see you tomorrow for Friday Night Freedom. See you. Shouts.
Can't be distracted. What's going on with the war? What's wrong with the economy? Stop worrying about that. I got that under control. Just focus on space, nigga. The United States of Space.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Because I ain't stopping at the moon. Write this down. M-A-R-S. Mars, bitches. That's where we are going. Mars. Red Rocks. Yay, yay.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
intergalactic horse, and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. And now they say that they've discovered life up there on Mars, so let's blow it all to hell and then claim it for ours. We'll paint the moon red, white, and blue for no other reason than we wanted to. Oh, Jupiter, imagine what you could become. A stupid, pointless planet turned into a giant gun. And Russia, so sorry, have to burst your bubble. Be a good sport now, sit back, relax, and watch us through the Hubble as we celebrate the greatness of the United Planets of America. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. We'll go to infinity and beyond, beyond. You'll hear our manly voices singing Space Force strong. The critics say sound doesn't travel in space, to which we reply sound will do as we say. Oh, Captain Kirk, your achievements, though notable and fine, as far as we're concerned, this is Deep Space Mine. And big fans, but Lord Vader, step away from the lightsaber. There can only be one, of course. Space Force. Ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum, ra-da-da-da-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun. into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. Space
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger-qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.